It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence here in Phoenix, Arizona from the beautiful studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Now, you know, I'm looking at this article, and there's some things that, you know, they'll put in here, tell you what, this is the insiders to the insiders being all insidey, okay? And they're saying that, you know, we're not going to have deficits could crowd out private investment. You think? You know, it's so bad and it's so obvious that I'm wondering what it is that they're going to advocate. They're going to nationalize the economy. They already did with the TARP. That's why we made such a big deal when John Shadegg did brought the TARP back, and they $700 billion, you know, that week's check. And it was nationalizing the economy, saving the banks, doing all this kind of stuff. You know, then they came back later and they did another big giant stimulus, you know, and they gave it to the states, and then they're going to run out of that money by the end of the spring. February, they're going to come out with reports on the pension funds and everything. That's going to be, you know, bankrupt. We have the Social Security that's done. You know, at what point do you get to the point where you're going, it's over, man? You know, it's over. So what do we have now? We have them replacing Volcker, which kind of, you know, a lot of people would make the argument he saved $1 by increasing interest rates back in the early part of the first Reagan administration, and he comes on, give him some street cred, and we're going to whatever, and get rid of him. They bring in the CEO of General Electric, and they're shipping jobs off all over the place. You know, it's the globalists are in charge. And a globalist of what? You know, is it economic globally? Is it politically globally? Environmental globally? It's all globally. It's a global of we rule you because they think they can. Well, let's go ahead, and there's another article that, see if I can find it here real quick, that I wanted to read, and it really explains what I think the situation is when we go to these various different functions, and you'll be, a Tea Party thing and so on, and it's of2minds.com, and it was a guest article, somebody, a correspondent, Eric A., you can say who it is, had wrote this, and he's going on about Charles Hugh Smith's cry in the wilderness for individual solutions as public policy fixes are impossible, focuses on individual solutions to our present crisis. I'm stuck by the Kubler-Ross model, you know, the one where it says denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, you know, as you're dying, you know, you're diagnosed with, you're dying, you're no, I'm not, you know, denial. Then you get angry, you know, then you start bargaining, you know, then you get depression and acceptance. Well, this is kind of where a lot of the people are now. You know, the anger part's going to start hitting. We're still heavy in this denial thing. Denial. It's going to get to where it's anger. And then they're going to start negotiating. They're going, okay, well, where do I got to line up? What do I got to sign? What do I got to do? You know, what new currency do I got to accept? After the holiday, bank holiday, you know, we'll do the worldo. Then it'll be okay. I'll sign up here. You know, give me my check in. You know, as long as my Social Security comes in some denomination I get to go buy bread with, kind of, we'll be bargaining. You know, then it's not going to work, and they'll be kind of all depressed and, you know, moping, jumping off bridges or whatever, and then it'll be acceptance by many, not by all. Let's go ahead and read this. I think this is very instructive. She doesn't say how long each stage takes, but in a body the size of a nation, it must take a very long time indeed. Is there anybody out there who doesn't know the financial system is broken, that home prices need to fall at least 30%, if not 50% more, that Social Security is already in deficit, that they won't be retiring in the manner in which they've desired? And the solutions? Oh, the solutions. More borrowing, more lending, more spending, more lying, cheating, and stealing, more government orders, more expansion, more of everything we've done that got us here. Is there anyone who doesn't know you can't solve a debt and spending problem with debt and spending? So why is it still going on? This is the wonder of denial, of lying to ourselves, or in the American parlance of bullshit. Bullshit is different from lying in that it isn't technically untrue, but it's effectively untrue. Second requirement is that it's invariably selling something, getting you to do something for the bullshitter, power or money. Third is that everyone knows that it's bullshit. They know it's a lie, but they're willing to be complicit in the lie anyway, for their own reasons. Like all cons, bullshit can never work without the complicit help of the so-called victim. The only reason all these things can still go on is denial. Why? I was at a Tea Party meeting, I know I've already admitted it, where one of the participants asked, "Are you willing to give up Social Security?" "What?" I asked stupidly. "If you cut these taxes and reduce government, it'll end Social Security. I want to know who here is willing to have their own check cut." I staggered at the obviousness of the simple statement. "Sir," I stuttered, "it's already gone. There is no Social Security. You'd be lucky to get checks for even 2 more years." My words did not compute, so I let it slide, turning to other subjects. The unsustainable nature of the numbers surrounding Social Security and Medicaid have been obvious since the baby boom generation was done being born in 1966. The scam was fully apparent by at least the non-restructuring of withholdings with the Greenspan-Boskin Commission in 1983, and at least by 1984, as even the increased revenues were spent with nothing saved. It would be self-evident that it wouldn't matter in any case, since an entire nation cannot buy special pixie dust through its whole life without driving the price up. Not stocks, not bonds, not even gold, and then sell it through their whole retirement without driving the price of that asset back down to zero again. That is, you can't all put $10 into a hat and have everyone pull $20 back out. That's what Social Security, 401k privatization, the stock market, investors all propose to do. Since 1983, there have been commissions every few years, headlines in every major newspaper, including most recently G.W. Bush's front page quote, "There is no trust fund." I mean, exactly what kind of warning were you looking for? Do they have to come to your house and shake you by the ankles? Moving into the new decade, we find ourselves with a $1.6 trillion deficit per year, and the now common knowledge that Social Security doesn't exist. It's just a budget item that is paid like any other, through borrowing. Borrowing on top of that $1.6 trillion per year, and you still think that you have something to lose? That there's the slightest chance Social Security will be paid. And I'm not following the arcana of the way governments reliably overpromise and default in history from Weimar to France. The close examples of Russia in 1997 and Argentina in 2001, that in 1776 Adam Smith had already declared no government ever pays off their debts. Or any of the other second-level study that is easily found. Now that's denial. Denial kills. So what's my point with this? Would you rather, as with New Jersey Governor Christie, be told that there is no money in the known universe to pay what is owed in pensions, on bonds, in stocks, or in real goods, and thereby be able to adjust your life accordingly? Or would you rather, like GM union workers and Enron employees, wake up one day and find that you have no pension whatsoever, but since you didn't expect it, lose both house and pension at 70 because you haven't saved on your own either? Well, that goes on, but you get the point. You know, it's over. It's so already over. What do you do about it? You keep breathing in and out. And that's what we're going to try and help you do here on Declare Your Independence on Freedom's Phoenix. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.